In times like In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
As we get ready for game number 6 here in the world's only Corn Palace, along with the Hall of Famer, 4-time South Dakota Sportscaster of the Year, Tim Smith, I'm just Rod. Hi, welcome to game number 6 as we get ready to go for White Rivers Tigers and the Dell Rapids St. Mary's Cardinals. Number 3 in Class B, White River. Number 5 in Class B, Dell Rapids St. Mary's. White River coming off of the Jones County Invitational Tournament win this past week. Nick Marshall led them in scoring, 30 points against Phillip. He has just been into the 1,000 point club for the White River Tigers, and we'll tell you about that elite club for White River as we go throughout the webcast here today. White River 11-1 on the season. Their lone loss came to Rapid City Christian, and that was in the Lakota Nation Invitational Tournament in Rapid City. Rapid City Christian beat them 64-38. Otherwise, wins across the board. Jones County, Teospazina, Custer, and Lakota Tech, Bridgewater, Emory in the Hoop Classic here at the Corn Palace by 16 points. Lower Brule, Kadoka, Stanley County, Cologne, and they've been very impressive in their wins, 11-1 on the season. They scored 63 points per ball game, holding their opponents to 45.6 a game. And this is a team that lost Mr. Basketball Joe Seiler from a year ago and finished 20-6 in the state tournament, finishing in 4th place. But Eldon Marshall, it's just a tremendous program, and they have made every state tournament in Class B since 2006. I mean, that is absolutely insane that can happen. But yep. Eldon Marshall, one of the great coaches in the state of South Dakota, one of the great programs in the state of South Dakota, and they are good. Nick Marshall, almost 25 points per ball game. Also, this is out about 4 assists per ball game. And then 10.7 for Jordan Euler, 9.3 for Ray Crow, 7.9 for Mackenzie White. They've got good guard play and a couple of 6'6 guys on the front line, and then they bring a couple of bigger dudes off the bench as well, 6'6 and 6'3. Meanwhile, for Dell Rapids St. Mary's, 15-6 from a year ago for Coach Kobe Fitzgerald and the Dell Rapids St. Mary's Cardinals. They are 7-2 on the season, and their losses came to Sioux Valley, 59-47, and their last outing was earlier this week against Castlewood, and 68-46 was that score. So 2 losses, but against quality opponents indeed. Trevor Beckman is how they go, a 6'1 junior guard averaging 20.5 points per ball game and 4.5 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 steals. He pretty much does it all for Coach Kobe Fitzgerald. Nick Gasper is a 6'3 senior forward, 12 points and 6 rebounds per contest. And then Maverick LeBrun is also in double figures, 16 points for him and 8 rebounds per contest. Dell Rapids St. Mary scores about 62 points a ball game, holding their opponents to 46, and they shoot 42% from the floor, holding their opponents to just 30% shooting. And they also thing that I like, 14 assists per ball game. So, it's not the one-man gang. It is good team basketball. And we'll see how this plays out here today. White River 11-1, and Del Rapids St. Mary's 7-2 on the season.
Speaking of assists, I saw that Nick Marshall, you were talking about Nick Marshall for White River, is their all-time assist leader and had 18 in a game to break Wyatt Krogman, not the other Krogman we know, but Wyatt Krogman's all-time record. The other thing I didn't know about Nick Marshall is that, of course, his dad is the coach. We all knew that.
Yep.
I didn't realize his mother was as good a 3-time first-team All-Stater at White River. So he's got quite a lineage there, does Nicholas Marshall.
Yep, indeed. And, you and I have talked about it when Coach Bob Sprain does games with us. There's just a little bit something extra that a kid that is the kid of a coach has as far as intellect on the floor and abilities and such. So here we go with our starting lineups for Del Rapids St. Mary's. They'll go number 1, a 5'10 sophomore, Tremere Hanson. And for White River, number 3, Mackenzie Wyke, a 5'8 junior guard. For Del Rapids St. Mary's, Trevin Beckman, a 6'1 junior guard, 4.6 assists per game to go along with his 20.5 points and 7 rebounds per contest as well. Ray Crow, number 5, is a 5'8 senior guard. Ray averaging 9.3 points per ball game. They are doing alternating introductions here, so we'll kind of keep it with that. For St. Mary's, number 2 is Lucas Flemmer, a 6'1 senior, and averages about 3 points and 3 rebounds per contest. For White River, the aforementioned Nick Marshall, 24.8 points a ball game. Tim talked about his assists, and very good free throw shooter as well, 77%. For Del Rapids St. Mary's, they'll go with big number 15, Nick Gasper, 6'3 senior, 12 points, 6 rebounds per contest. For White River, number 10, Evestine Wright, 6.3 points and 4.1 per contest, a 6'6 senior forward or center. And for Del Rapids St. Mary's, number 10, Maverick LeBrun, is a 6'4 junior, 16 points, 8 rebounds per contest. And for White River, Jordan Euler, a 6'6 senior forward, 10.7 points and 6 rebounds per contest. Eldon Marshall is the head coach of the White River Tigers. John Petrick and Justice Morrison, former players of his, are the assistant coaches. And for Del Rapids St. Mary's, Colby Fitzgerald is their head coach, former Dakota Wesleyan and Del Rapids St. Mary's great. Mark Leibel and Scott LeBrun are the assistants. Now, we told you about Nick Marshall getting into the 1,000 point club. Since 2008, there have been 15 White River Tigers that have entered the 1,000 point career, and 15 of those since 2008 is great. Number 1, of course, Louis Krogman, 3,521 points. Joe Seiler, 5th all-time, 2,702. So you make a pretty good living when you got guys like that coming through your program, and Eldon Marshall has definitely done that for sure.
And if I can throw one more thing about Eldon Marshall, getting close to kind of a milestone in his coaching career, going into this game tonight, 448 wins in his career. So a couple more, he's got 450. That's a nice number, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And indeed, we talk about great coaches around the state of South Dakota. Eldon Marshall's right there with the best of them for sure. All right, so the basketball's been brought from the skies out of the rafters by the South Dakota Army National Guard. We're about set for basketball. It'll be Evestine Wright in the center jump circle against Nick Gasper. And away we go from the Corn Palace. White River will control the opening tip, and right away they'll drive into the lane, and a layup up and good by Mackenzie Wyke, and that took all of 6 seconds. And White River's on the board 2-0 as we start this one here at the Corn Palace. Tremere Hanson at the controls. We'll leave it there for Maverick LeBrun. Now coming across the top, Trevor Beckman kicks it in the corner. Long 3 on the way is going to be off the mark and no good by Lucas Flemmer. And White River will secure the rebound. Our 3 officials, Eric Grocott, Shane Gottlieb, and Kevin Ball, will do the honors here in game number 6 of the day. 2 more remaining after this one. Here's Euler for a 2, no good short. And a rebound to LeBrun for Del Rapids St. Mary's. Here come the Cardinals into the lane. LeBrun will go score, and the foul. So Maverick LeBrun will go to the line to shoot 1, count the basket, and the foul was called on Jordan Euler, the 6'6 senior, his first, team's first.
Good strong move by LeBrun, no question. He's got a nice frame on him. He built big enough that he can go strong to the basket.
And the free throw, too strong. And the rebound to Wright. White River in the white jerseys, purple letters and numbers and gold trim. Here's a drive started by Nick Marshall, left it too strong, no good. Backside rebound by the Cardinals, and here comes St. Mary's. Driving into the lane, nice move off the goal. Trevor Beckman will score. That's a tough shot, drives the left-hand side of the lane, shot with the right hand, and got it off the window. 4-2. And top of the key, three-pointer by Evestein Wright for three. Well, a lot of our games earlier today have started slow offensively. Not this one. We haven't even played 90 seconds yet and 9 points on the board. Here's Tremere Hanson going into the lane, and it's knocked out of bounds off the end line. Mackenzie Wyke with good defense there.
But I like the way St. Mary's, that's 3 times in a row they've gotten the ball right to the basket, spreading the floor, putting it on the floor, the dribble drive right to the hoop, even though they didn't score that time.
Yep. Inbounds pass, here's Beckman for the three. Kaboom! Trevor Beckman, 5 points already, first 3 of the day, averaging almost 21 per ball game. Here's a three-pointer at the other end by Marshall. That one is no good. And the rebound to Gasper. So St. Mary's with the 2-point lead and the ball. Nice give underneath the basket. Assist Beckman. Basket LeBrun. That's a great entry pass on the give and go. 9-5. We are 2 minutes in. Here's Marshall. Out for Wright at the point. Now Euler. Euler thought about the step back three, won't take it. Now here's Wyke. Crossover dribble. Good defense there by St. Mary's too. He wanted to pull the trigger and couldn't. Marshall down the lane, going off the glass, count it, and one.
Yeah, speaking of strong finishes, Nick Marshall right in that category, along with LeBrun on the other end. Once he gets that first step on you, very tough to keep him away from the basket and finishing.
So Marshall, he's 77% free throw shooter. Swish on that one. So it's 9-8. We may have to change the light bulbs in the Corn Palace scoreboards after this one, the way we're starting anyway. Here's LeBrun, nice backdoor pass. We've got a whistle and a blocking foul. Cutting to the goal, Flemmer, and he is going to be held and fouled. Much to the chagrin of his dad, Nick Marshall picks up the personal foul.
Marshall was there down at the block. The question was, did he just move a little bit? And that's what Eldon Marshall said. He was squared up. I can read his lips, and it was close. It was really close. Could have been a charge, could have been a block, and that's the way the boys in the stripes saw it, and they're always right.
Okay. Flemmer's first one good, second one is good as well. Lucas Flemmer is going to go to South Dakota State next year for track and field. And his dad is the head football coach at St. Mary's. But spin move in the lane, and Euler's going to be called for a travel. A little too aggressive on the spin move inside, and walked with it. So St. Mary's with a 3-point lead and the basketball. Here comes Hanson across the timeline. Beckman now for Gasper and Flemmer. 3-pointer right side, going to be short, no good, but an offensive rebound. And St. Mary's will keep it, and now a foul. And that's going to be on Ray Crow, his first, team's third already. And we are just a tick under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. So almost a steal. Great job by White.
Ooh, now a late over and back call.
Yeah, that was very late, because when I originally saw that, it looked like carrying the ball, but yeah, over and back, and boy, I'm not so sure about that. I don't know if Coach Fitzgerald's real thrilled with that call either.
Well, and my question was, did he have possession? I know he touched the ball in the front, but barely had any possession, and then stepped back into the backcourt.
Three from Wright is good. 3 for Evestein Wright, his second today, and we're tied at 11. St. Mary's with it. Right side for Beckman. Clears himself for the 16-footer. Skips off, no good. Euler with a rebound for White River. And they want to push. Marshall, strong to the bucket, into a double team, kicks it out for Euler. He'll take the open three, rattles out.
Oh boy, that one just about disappeared.
I know. Driving all the way to the goal, blocked from behind by Euler. Get that shot out of here. LeBrun has it rejected. Marshall at the other end, contact, good, off the glass. No foul called, but Marshall will hit the layup, and White River has the lead back at 13-11. Well, we got our first bucket 6 seconds into the game. We haven't stopped. Underneath the basket, here's Nick Gasper with a bucket. Got loose underneath, and he'll score 13 apiece. Now Marshall, good! Oh, Nick Marshall's fired up. His first three-pointer of the day. He has 8 already. 16-13 White River. Here's Hanson with it. Out to get it Beckman, and a whistle and a foul.
This reminds me of the start, those games last year between White River and Lower Brule.
Yes.
And you just knew it was who's going to outscore anybody. It ain't going to come down to defense, but we can outscore you on both sides. And this one's got that feel to it right now.
It does, but here's a very interesting dynamic that just occurred. Nick Marshall just picked up his second foul with 3:30 to go here in the first quarter.
That is big.
Yes. So they'll bring in sub. Tell you about that in a moment. Here's a three on the way, no good by Gasper. And White River will pull down the rebound. Tegan Bowman, a junior guard, 6-footer, is going to be in. And we'll get a couple of foul shots upcoming after Del Rapids St. Mary's is called for the foul. Tremere Hanson will pick up his first. And Mackenzie White will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. First foul shot no good by White. So it stays 16-13. And that one rolls out no good as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out with Marshall on the bench now with 2 fouls, 4.5 minutes into the game. Nice high-low pass, waits for the defense to go by, and off the window, LeBrun will score as Euler flew by him.
Great assist by Gasper, as you said on the pass. Perfect lob pass inside.
16-15. White River's lead down to 1. Here's Crow, can't shake his defender. Now right side for White. White takes it in the lane, a lot of contact, but it's going to be off of the leg of White as he drove in. So good defensive play by St. Mary's, and they'll get the turnover and bring it front court. Here's Flemmer with it. Up top for Gasper. High-low pass again, down low. Here's LeBrun, put it up and no good. Second opportunity, that one is good. Mavlik LeBrun with 8 points already, half of his average, have come here in the first 6 minutes of the game. Here's White. Now for Euler. Euler drives in. Nice change of direction, but just couldn't make the shot. And rebound St. Mary's 2-on-1 break. Flemmer drives in, and Beckman, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, nice defensive play without committing a foul right there on that one.
Yeah, it looked like Beckman was going to have a pretty good lane to the basket. Oh. Inadvertently inbounded off the leg of White and out of bounds. Yeah. He didn't want to throw it, but he threw it, and it went off of White's leg and back out of bounds, so he got bailed out on the thing. Here's Gasper with it now for Hanson. In the corner, three-pointer Gasper, going to be short. Euler with a rebound. So lead pass up the floor for Crow. On the 1-4 clear out, he can't use it. White comes out to get it. Now Euler. Euler and LeBrun's going to be a fun matchup to watch today. Here's Wright. Out for Crow in the corner. Couple jab steps. Euler going to try to go into the lane. Floater, good! Counted and 1 for Euler.
Good patience shown that time, too, by White River. Just kept working it. They had a couple of opportunities for the outside shots, but passed those up and end up with the layup.
So Euler's first buckets, and he will connect on the old-fashioned three-point play. Jordan Euler at 6'6" is actually going to play football somewhere. He hasn't decided where as of yet, but he will be a very good asset as far as a receiver, or a undersized tight end, if you will, but he's athletic indeed. Here's LeBrun, cross-court pass deflected, but Gasper gets it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Beckman, step back, fall away three, no good, skips off the back, and Euler will secure it for White River. Well, it just wasn't a very good sequence right there for St. Mary's after that inbound. They just couldn't find rhythm. White River was playing great in-your-face defense. And we have a whistle away from the ball. And let's see, we're going to get the foul called on Ray Crow. Not really sure if it was an illegal pick or fighting through something, but way away from the basket. Crow gets called for the foul. 5th team foul on White River, but it was not a player control foul, if you will. In any event, no free throws here. Here's Beckman. Shot clock is off. Beckman being chased all over. That's going to be out of bounds. Oh, it was off of Crow, I believe. Crow's foot. So St. Mary's will keep it right in front of us here at the scoring table, and Lucas Flemmer will inbound it.
Delay of game warning right here. Can't cross the boundary. Delay of game warning. White River.
So they've just called a delay of game warning as Tegan Bowman
Stay back. Gotta keep this clear. Next one's
is guarding the inbounds, and he actually stepped out of bounds in front of the guy throwing the ball in, so a delay of game warning was called.
Actually kind of reached across and almost touched the ball while it was still out of bounds.
Three-pointer on the way from the wing. That's going to be off the mark, no good by Beckman, and it's out of bounds to end the first quarter of play. Entertaining to say the least, and after one, White River 19, Del Rapids St. Mary's 17. Second quarter comes up in a minute on Live Ticket TV.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Some numbers after the first quarter of play. White River leading by 2. Tigers 7 of 12 from the floor at 58%. They are 3 of 5 from the three-point line at 60%. 2 of 4 from the foul line. Meanwhile, Del Rapids St. Mary's 7 of 17 for 41%. Just 1 of 8 from the three-point line at 12.5, and 2 of 3 from the foul line. Rebounds 9 for Del Rapids St. Mary's, 3 of them offensive. 8 rebounds total, all of them defensive for White River. 4 assists on 7 made baskets for Del Rapids St. Mary's, 3 assists on 7 made baskets for White River as we start the second quarter of play. Three-pointer from the right wing, LeBrun. That one takes a funny carom, and it comes off the rim. By the way, Nick Marshall is in to start the second quarter of play. He sat about 3.5 minutes of the first quarter with 2 fouls. Pass on the high post. Here's Euler. Gives it back to Marshall. Nick trying to drive underneath the basket. Reverse layup is good. Nick Marshall, 10 points already here in this ball game. gives his team a 4-point lead. 7:20 to play in the opening half. Here's Beckman with it. Now for Gasper. Gasper starting a drive. Left-handed shot, tough one, and he got it. Nick Gasper has 4. Here's Marshall again, driving into the lane, just powers his way to the goal, and he scores. We've got a whistle now, and a timeout is going to be called. Eldon Marshall will call it. And Nick Marshall just kind of says, you know what, I'm going to try to take this thing over here in the first minute or so of the second quarter.
What 2 fouls?
And I'm sure that's probably one of the things Eldon Marshall saw. He saw how head of steam he had toward the basket. He thought, oh, son, please don't pick up your third. So a timeout would keep it right here. Earlier today, it was Hanson defeating Clark Willow Lake in the opening game of the day, 66-64. Game number 2, Gregory defeated Ipswich, 55-51. Game number 3 of the day, Howard defeated Winter, 54-43. Game 4, DeSmets defeated St. Thomas More, 57-45. Sioux Valley, just a moment ago, defeated Rapid City Christian 71-65. And games coming up tonight, Viborg Hurley, number 4 in Class B, against Castlewood, number 1 in Class B. And then the finale tonight about 8:30, Dakota Valley, number 2 in Class A, Hamlin, number 3 in Class A. Those will be games coming up tonight. A couple of other scores to pass along. Dakota Wesleyan women and men, a sweep in Yankton. The women win 83-59, the men 77-63. State U game for the men in Vermilion today. South Dakota State 73, South Dakota 55. Women's game is just about ready to tip off up at Frost. USD and SDSU will keep an eye on that. And in football today, 24-10 Baltimore is leading the Texans with 10:19 to play in the game in the divisional round. Here's a nice spin move in the lane and a traveling call. Too nice of a move. Maverick LeBrun will commit the travel. So Nick Marshall will walk it across the timeline in those bright orange shoes that perfectly match the white, purple, and gold of his jersey. It's awesome. Marshall free throw line, stops on the left side of the block. Now Euler out at the point, gives it away for Crow. Crow tries to drive, can't. Now Euler going baseline, underneath the basket, takes it up strong, blocked inside, loose ball. Euler has it back again. His shot hangs on the rim and goes in.
Oh, what good work there by Euler. I mean, just used his body so well to get positioned on that second rebound and put it back up and in.
Yeah, there's some tough sledding in there for a while. Here's Beckman, crossover dribble. Leaves it there for LeBrun. LeBrun trying to drive into the lane, whistle and a blocking foul, or a hold if you will. I think they're going to call a foul on Ray Crow, indeed. And for Crow, that is his third. So Crow just picked up his third. Nick Marshall had 2 about 4 minutes into the game. And it's the first team foul of the second quarter. And the outlet pass is going to be stolen. It was bad. Euler secures it. Here's White. White taking it in the lane. We've got to travel. Yep, just got a little too far in the lane, and defense was a little too good and tried to step through it and then pass, and with all that stuff going on, he traveled. Yeah,
good job by Nick Gasper there. He just used his body and got right in front of the drive. Never reached, never fouled.
Gasper. Camden Gilbert checked in a moment ago. First time in the ballgame for Camden Gilbert, a 5'11 senior. Here's Beckman in the lane, travel.
Yeah, he skidded a little bit going in. It was a good move. He's questioning it, but you could see his foot slide a little bit on the floor just as he was going up with that shot.
So 6-point White River lead. 25-19, 5.5 to go here in the first half. Euler for Bauman. Side for Marshall. Marshall drives, some contact, fall away, no good. Offensive rebound, put up and in by Bowman, and Tegan Bowman will go to the line to try to cap the 3-point play as his second chance opportunity was good. Foul's called on Camden Gilbert, his first. Tegan Bowman scores his first points of the game. And White River just slowly separating themselves. And the free throw by Bowman, no good. White River now by 8. as St. Mary's brings it front court. Here's Tremere Hanson. He'll take a fall away from 17, short. Rebound Euler. And Marshall wants to run. He'll take it to the free throw line, stops and pops, and no. Skips off the left side of the rim going right. St. Mary's will clear it. Gasper gives it off to Hanson. There's Beckman with it into a triple team. Kicks it out top for a three. Skips off the mark, no good by LeBrun. And the Tigers will secure it. Getting up to down the floor pretty good in the first quarter. Things have slowed down considerably.
Yeah.
Here in the second.
Shots not going like they were early in the ball game either.
Right. Tegan Bowman finds Marshall in the right wing. Now Evestein right for Wyke. Euler. Marshall with 8, 7 on the shot clock. Long one for 3. That's well off the mark, no good. Lead pass up the floor, and Marshall just has to let him go with those 2 fouls, and Nick Gasper will score off the window.
You know, another thing we saw earlier in the game was both teams getting the ball off the dribble drive right to the basket. That has kind of been shut down by both teams defensively.
Yep. So deep in the shot clock, White River missed a shot, and then transition basketball, and St. Mary's scores. Now it's back to a 6-point game again. Here's Wright for Bowman. Deep in the corner, Euler. Again, going deep into the shot clock. Euler driving underneath the basket. Strong move by the big fella, and he'll score off the window. 7 points for Jordan Euler. It's an 8-point game again. Gilbert looking for LeBrun, coming to get the ball. And he'll go baseline, he's cut off. Pass in the lane deflected, loose and a seal. Bowman, lead pass up the floor for Euler. He'll lay it up and in. And a timeout, Kobe Fitzgerald. Euler with 9, and it opens up a 10-point White River lead with 3 minutes to play here until halftime. We'll take a 30-second break. This is the Hanson Classic on Live Ticket TV.
Hey farmers, don't have the time or the means to haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at NewGen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, NewGen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's NUGEN
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Rocky Newenhouse in Corsica, Platte, Mitchell, and Huron at 605-946-5606.
On the strength of a 12-4 run, White River has opened up a 10-point lead, 31-21, with exactly 3 minutes to play here until halftime. NFL update for you. It looks like the Baltimore Ravens are moving on to the AFC Championship game. They'll host it next week as they lead the Houston Texans 31-10 with under 7 minutes to play in the game from Baltimore. Here's LeBrun starting a drive. He's going to be cut off, brings it back out front once again. Now Beckman. Beckman's going to try to get a pick on the high post, can't use it. Another man in. Lincoln LeBrun checked in a little bit ago. Down to 8 on the shot clock. White River playing great defense. Here's Beckman. We have a whistle, and he stepped on the sideline. Boy, White River getting after it defensively and driving Beckman. Steps on the sideline in front of the White River bench, and a turnover. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll give you all the scoring summaries and stats from this one. We'll recap the first 5 games of the day, get you more score updates, and get you set for the last 2 games of what's been an amazing day of basketball here at the Corn Palace. Here's Wright, left side for Marshall. Marshall splits a double team. Wild shot to the goal, and they're going to call a foul, and Marshall will go to the line to shoot a free throw. Foul was called on Maverick LeBrun, and I had the pause for just a moment because our official took his hand and hit the side of his head. I originally thought when I saw that, they called an offensive foul on Marshall. That was not the case. Marshall gets the bucket to go. Foul was called on LeBrun. Free throws up and good by Nick Marshall. He has 13 points. And it's a 34-21 White River lead with under 2 to play here in the second quarter. And there's a travel. Yep, I didn't know if I heard a whistle or not. I thought it might have been a sneaker, but had a little extra jump hop by Beckman and the travel. Del Rapids St. Mary's has only scored 4 points in this quarter. It's a 15-4 run by White River here in quarter number 2. Here's Evestein right now for Euler. Back to right. He'll take the three-pointer, back of the tin. And Lincoln LeBrun will clear it for the St. Mary's Cardinals. It almost drive started and scored. I was going to say that LeBrun was going to be called for pushing off the defender. They didn't call the foul. Very well easily could have. And now Marshall in the lane will be called for a travel. LeBrun with 10, and I thought he got away with a push-off in there in that drive myself, but scored it. All right, here's Hanson. Underneath the basket, can't pull the trigger with it. Here's LeBrun now. Hanson again. He'll take the long three. LeBrun, that skips off no good. Backside rebound to Tegan Bowman. And the woes continue for Del Rapids St. Mary's. They have only scored 6 points in this quarter. And Del Rapids St. Mary's had led a couple of times. But White River leads by the 11-point margin now. There's 17 on the shot clock, 31 on the game clock. Nick Marshall, jump pass for Euler, strong to the bucket and scores. What a great pass by Marshall. Euler will cut to the basket and scores easily off the window. 36-23. And St. Mary's has to get something going here. And hopefully for them, hit a shot at the end of the quarter to take a little momentum into halftime. But right now they have been stagnant offensively. Hanson, deep in the corner now, three-pointer by Lucas Flemmer, no good. Rebound is going to go out of bounds as the buzzer sounds. That will end the first half. White River with a 16-6 second quarter. 17-6. In any event, a lot to not enough. If you're a Del Rapids St. Mary's fan, White River, you're loving it. Up by 13 at the break. Our score at intermission will be White River 36, Del Rapids St. Mary's 23. We'll come back in 2 minutes on Live Ticket TV.
You are a dynamite contractor. Your younger brother Gary is a slightly less dynamite contractor. But together, you make Mom proud. Look at you two. And look at your crew. Brenda, the calculator Cutler, Bill, the drill Robinson, and then there's the new guy. New guy struggles with stairs, and that'll cost you. Lucky for you, you have IMT Business Insurance. Learn more at imtins.com. Be worry-free with IMT.
Yeah. 5 of 8.
Welcome back to the world's only Corn Palace. Along with Tim Smith, Rod Pattison, thank you for joining us here all day today and into this evening for the 42nd annual Hanson Boys Corn Palace Basketball Classic. Scored at halftime, White River 36, Del Rapids St. Mary's 23. 19-17 after one, but a 17-6 second quarter propels the Tigers out to the 13-point lead here at the break.
Well, they've had a nice 1-2 combination. We were just talking about that during the break. Of course, you know Nicholas Marshall is going to do his thing, which he has, despite the fact he picked up a couple of fouls early. But I think the difference has been Jordan Euler, because you can't just watch Wyke and Marshall outside, Euler going inside, and he's made some really nice moves, shooting the ball well. He's 5 of 8 individually from the field, 11 points. He's got 5 rebounds. Then you throw that in with Marshall scoring, and it's tough. And I think White River really picked up their defense, especially the second half of that second quarter. Eldon Marshall kind of got after him on the bench here during one of those timeouts, and I thought when they came out of that, about the last 4 minutes of the first half, they really played some tough man-to-man, in-your-face defense against St. Mary's. The other thing is, St. Mary's has not been able to hit the three-point shot. And they like to shoot them. They put up 12, and they've only made 1 out of 12. They're going to have to shoot better from the outside than that, but we got a long way to go yet too.
Yep, indeed. So scoring summary: Nick Marshall with 15 points so far in the first half of play. 6 of 11 from the floor, 1 of 3 from the three-point line. 15 points. Remember, he sat about 4 minutes or so in that first quarter, picking up a couple of quick fouls, but he has 15 points so far on the evening. Jordan Euler next in line with 11. He's already at his season average, and he's only played one half of basketball. Evestine Wright with 6 on a couple of three-pointers. Mackenzie Wyke with 2, and off the bench, Tegan Bowman with 2 for White River. Meanwhile, for Del Rapids St. Mary's, Maverick LeBrun has been about it. 10 points for Maverick LeBrun here in the first half. But then not much after that. 6 for Nick Gasper. And one of the big factors, Trevin Beckman averages 21 a game. Well, he's been held to just 5 here in this first half of play on a 2 and a 3. Did not score at all in the second quarter. And Lucas Flemmer with a couple of free throws. So St. Mary's and Coach Kobe Fitzgerald has some work to do. White River likes where they're at thus far, but Eldon Marshall is going to have some things dialed up here in the second half. 36-23 is our score. We'll take a look at the numbers as far as the stats are concerned. For White River, 15 of 25 from the floor. When you shoot 60%, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, that's a good shoot.
3 of 7 from the three-point line at 43%, and then 3 of 6 from the line. Meanwhile, for Del Rapids St. Mary's, 10 of 25 from the floor at 40%, which isn't horrible, but 1 of 12 from the three-point line is 8%. That's not super good. 2 of 3 from the foul line for St. Mary's. Rebounds, White River has 13 defensive and 2 offensive for 15 rebounds total. 3 offensive, 10 defensive, and 13 rebounds total for Del Rapids St. Mary's. White River has 5 assists on 15 made baskets. They've turned it over 6 times, they blocked it twice, and stole it twice. Meanwhile, for Del Rapids St. Mary's, 5 assists on 10 made baskets. They turned it over 7 times, they didn't block it, and they didn't steal it. The Beginner score at halftime is 36-23 in favor of White River. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll run down scores from earlier today, and we'll give you a little preview of the next 2 outstanding high school basketball games here in South Dakota. When we come back in just a moment, halftime score, White River 36 and Del Rapids St. Mary's 23.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
For nearly 80 years, Security State Bank has been offering the financial services to meet personal and business needs. From starting your first checking account, getting a loan to build your business, or planning ahead with a retirement account, you'll find Security State Bank is there to help you reach your financial goals. For a strong financial partner to meet your needs, it's Security State Bank in Alexandria, Spencer, and Montrose. Member FDIC.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Well, during halftime, the South Dakota Army National Guard has a little push-up contest right now.
A little push-up contest. I need a nap after watching that.
The only push-up I can do is the ice cream and the toilet paper roll. That's a push-up I can do.
They gave them 1 minute. They were, how many push-ups can you do in 1 minute? There was a young man here that did 71 push-ups in 1 minute. I mean, it was just like boom, 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 one after another.
Yikes.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I hurt just thinking about it.
Good job. Good job. Hey, let's get you scores. Let's get you caught up on the day. Hanson defeated Clark Willow Lake 66-64 way back in our 10 o'clock game this morning, led by Jay Slavas, 32 points in that game. The 8th grader, though, Sully Felberg, big game with 24 points for Clark Willow Lake. In game 2, Gregory outlasted Ipswich 55-51, 21 points, 11 rebounds for Daniel Mitchell to lead the way for Gregory. Fine ball game for Jace Kunzer, 27 points for Ipswich in that one. Then it was Howard over Winter, 54-43 for Howard. A double-double for Colt Kepsel, the big guy, 14 points, 10 rebounds, but Luke Kepsel also had 15 points in that game. 15 also for a freshman, Carter Craven, on the other side for Winter, but again, Howard wins at 54-43. We saw DeSmet defeat St. Thomas More 57-45 for DeSmet. 14 points for Caden Fast, 11 points for Britt Carlson, and George Jensen ended up with 10. They had very good balance. Turner Thompson led the way with 18 points for St. Thomas More. And the game right before this one, really, really well-played game on both sides. Sioux Valley 71-65 over Rapid City Christian. Both these teams going to be heard from a lot come the end of the season, but Sioux Valley wins it. The big guy who's headed to South Dakota State, 6'10", Alex Squires, 26 points, 11 rebounds. Max Engelbretson had 22 points. And on the other side, Simon Kiefer led Rapid City Christian. He had 24 points in that game. And don't forget, coming up after this one, number 1 rated team in Class B, Castlewood. And veteran coach Paul Roche, 9-0 on the year. They take on the number 4 ranked team in Class B, the Cougars of Viborg Hurley. They are 6-1 on the year.
And then after that, we'll have a matchup of a couple of top 3 teams in Class A. Dakota Valley putting their 62-game win streak on the line against the Chargers of Hamlin, ranked number 3 in Class A, and that will end things here for the 42nd Annual Classic. And I mentioned it before, I'll say it again. Jim Bridge has done an amazing job, and his staff, and you know, the brainchild of Darwin Peterson how many years ago, and it's grown to one of the premier, if not the premier classic in the state of South Dakota. And tell you what, when you look at this lineup up and down the line, you just get excited looking at it, and then to see all these great games and all these great athletes and kids, and just can't say enough about the job the folks at Hanson do with this classic every year. I'm still a little bummed we couldn't do the girls last week, though.
I know. We had good games. I tell you what, they were here last night. Saw Wagner win. Saw Ethan. Ethan's the real deal. They beat a very good Vermilion team.
That'll take it into the lane with White River, and Euler has it poked away from him. We've got a big scramble on the floor, and hold on, boys. We've got a whistle, and...
Oh, we got the timeout called before it.
Colby Fitzgerald is going to get up and call a timeout, as the entry pass at the beginning was knocked away from Euler. Then a big scramble forward. Beckman was on the floor, and St. Mary's will get a timeout here, 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here. Yeah, the basketball in South Dakota always has been great, but it just seems like this year it's just up another notch. It's just really, really good. And I think a lot of that has to do with all the classics you were talking about. This team plays in that classic next week, and this one and that, this week. You're playing all that great competition all year long, get you ready for the state tournament.
Well,
not that the regular season isn't important, but.
Yep. I was mentioning last night, Wagner, number 2, defeated number 1 Centerville, 57-50. We saw Vermilion in a close one, beat Mount Vernon Plankinton in that one as well. And then, as we said, we also had Ethan coming up with a win here at the Corn Palace. So they got 3 games scheduled in that were supposed to be played last week.
Yep. All right, here's Beckman on the wing. Out front now for Trimmer Hanson. Right side for LeBrun. LeBrun goes into the lane, scooped up, and count the basket. Yes! LeBrun with the scoop finger roll. Count it and 1. Foul was called on Evestein Wright, his first. And a bucket by Maverick LeBrun is good. He has 12. And the free throw is no good. They put the basket up on the board. Didn't do that right away. Free throw no good by LeBrun. So White River brings it front court. Here's Marshall. Backs off on the dribble, now takes it into the lane. Pass out front for Wright, and now for White. White spin move in the lane. What do we have? Whistle and travel, I believe? No, they're going to call White with offensive foul. A hook as he tried to make a spin move. So White picks up the first. Second team foul, 51 seconds in to the second quarter. Here's Hanson for LeBrun. White River playing a little zone defense here. Here's Gasper. Gasper underneath the basket and stepping on the end line. He might have had a little help getting there, but he stepped on the end line out of bounds. Turnover back to the Tigers. So Nick Marshall, 6'1" senior guard across the timeline. Comes to the right wing, crossover dribble, trying to back his way down. We've got a whistle and a holding foul from behind Lucas Flemmer, I believe. Nope, it's going to be on Nick Gasper. Gasper's first, team's first of the third quarter. Crow inbounding it. Here's Euler, has position, no, left it short. And good defense by Maverick LeBrun, and he'll get the rebound. LeBrun to the free throw line, cut off. Out front for Beckman. White River getting after it defensively. Here's Hanson with it. Crossover dribble, shakes and bakes, can't go. Now drive to the bucket, reverse layup, no good. Offensive rebound put up by Flemmer underneath the basket, that won't stay. Now a third opportunity by Gasper, and we'll have a foul. That was called on Ray Crow, and that is his fourth. So we'll get Tegan Bowman in for him after the first free throw by Nick Gasper. And it's good. Gasper with 7. Crow will have to come out, Bowman in. Nick Gasper headed off to Dakota State University next year. He's undecided on what sport he's going to play or if he will. But you got to figure that kind of athlete's going to do something. Makes the second free throw. 2 in a row for him. He has 8. 36-27. Cardinals back to within single digits. Here's Evestein Wright. For Marshall at the point. Right side for Euler. Man defense by St. Mary's. Here's Marshall driving into the lane. Blocked from behind and out of bounds. And Nick Marshall goes up into the fourth row and says, "Hello, ladies. What are you doing after the game?"
I was going to ask you if entertaining women was a sport in college. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that's where I'd get a scholarship from.
Yeah, Gasper might pursue that.
Shot partially blocked out front. Lead pass up the floor. Gasper drives, scores. Running the floor, Nick Gasper. Off the window, and it's a 7-point game again. Now at the other end, Euler underneath the basket is going to be pushed and fouled. Lead by LeBrun. For Maverick, his third personal. So 5:23 remaining in the third. St. Mary's trying to claw back into it here. They were down by 13 at halftime, down by 7 right now. White River's not scored here in the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this quarter. Euler into a double team, ball poked away, loose. Euler gets it back to the right corner. Marshall traveled. Eldon with a scowl on his face as he comes back to the other end, but I think it was one of those you catch and you start to go so fast.
Well, yes, because he saw that opening on the baseline, did Nick Marshall. It was there. I think he could have got easily all the way to the basket, but you get a little too excited.
Yep. So St. Mary's can cut it down even further. Tough pass in the lane, and LeBrun can't make the shot. Made a nice catch in traffic, but couldn't convert. Here comes White River front court. Marshall trying to lean in. And in the lane, no good. Tegan Bowman, his shot won't go, but he's fouled. Beckman, I believe, with the foul.
Yep.
Trevin Beckman. I think they called the foul. First shot by Bowman, good. Second one, that's no good. But offensive rebound taken away by Wright. And White River will keep it. Second chance opportunity here. And we have a whistle away from the ball, and Euler is being held by LeBrun, I believe. And if so, that's his fourth, and oh boy.
Yeah.
Leading scorer for Dell Rapids St. Mary's in the game and average, 16 a game, just picked up his fourth with 4:32 to play in the third quarter.
And that was a good call. Euler was trying to come to the high post free throw line, and you just kind of shoved him with the forearm.
And an easy bucket underneath as Evestein Wright had position. Entry pass off the window, good. Back to a 10-point White River lead. And here's a little floater by Hanson that won't stay. It's too strong. Euler with a rebound. And boy, a lot of contact, and they didn't call the foul on anybody coming up the floor, and Eldon Marshall's not pleased about that. Halfway home, third quarter. Bowman comes out to get it. Here's Marshall. Nice give and go. Euler underneath the basket, pushed and fouled. That's pretty basketball right there.
Yep.
Foul underneath on 15, Nick Gasper, his second. And fouls are starting to mount up a little bit for St. Mary's. That's already their fifth of the quarter. And so White River will go to the free throw line for the rest of this quarter after fouls. And Euler rolls that one home. 12 points now for the 6'6 senior.
Yeah, we knew the guards for White River are tough, but the way Euler's playing, if he gives them that additional threat underneath the basket, that makes White River really, really good.
Yes, it does. Hits them both. He has 13, back to a 12-point Tiger advantage. Their biggest lead was 13 at halftime. And right now it's at 12. Here's Beckman with it underneath the basket. He cannot get the shot to go. Boy, Tigers playing great defense. Here's Wyke into the corner for Marshall. Backs off on the dribble. Shakes and bakes, goes into the lane, and a travel.
Tough one. Tried to split two defenders, just kind of got his legs caught up that time and had to take the little extra skip step as he went to the basket.
So St. Mary's front court down a dozen. They cut it down to 7 at one time. Nice give and go back door, but Gasper couldn't clear himself. St. Mary's brought in Lincoln LeBrun a moment ago. He has it now on the wing. Back again for Trimier Hanson. Hanson trying to drive somewhere and can't with that clogging defense. Here's Gasper starting a drive. Little floater on the baseline. Rattles in good. Boy, they needed that shot.
Yeah.
Nick Gasper with 12 to tie Maverick LeBrun for scoring honors, but LeBrun on the bench with 4 fouls. Marshall looking for Euler posting up. Can't get it there. Now Bowman. White comes out to get it. Euler for Marshall. Up front, here's Wright for three. Got it! Evestein right in double figures. He has 11. His third three-pointer today. 2 in the first half, 1 here. And the biggest lead of the ball game. White River leads by 13. 2 minutes to play here in the third. Here's Gasper. Wild shot off the rim, no good, or off the glass, we should say. Lead pass up the floor. Euler waits for the defense to go by. Transition basketball. Euler will score it off the window. And Coach Colby Fitzgerald has seen enough. Hands on hips. Timeout called. White River by 15 with 1:48 to play here in the third. We'll be back in a minute on Live Ticket TV.
Yeah.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that's someone special. And through it all, your local Farmers Union insurance agent was there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. More choices, great rates, local agents.
For more information on how Farmers Union Insurance can help you, contact Zach and David in Mitchell.
Well, the Cardinals had cut it down to 7 at one point in this quarter, but it's up to 15 now. And White River is looking good by 15 right now with about 90 seconds to play here in the third. A long three by Beckman.
My.
Holy smokes.
NBA plus right there.
No kidding. Well, he needed that one. He averages almost 21 a game, and that's just his 8th point, his first of the second half. He had 5 at halftime. White River by 12. Here's Marshall. Out for Bowman. Looking for a cutting Euler. Can't find him. Well, Marshall brings it to the right wing and sets the offense with 11 on the shot clock. In the corner, right for three. Got it!
Tell you, that's just disheartening for St. Mary's. They play in good defense for about 28, 29 seconds, and then 2 out of the last 3 times down the floor, White River throws it out and buries the 3.
Yep. And that's a tough matchup, too, as a three-pointer on the way by Beckman won't go. But offensive rebound, and here's Beckman again, this time no good, and the rebound to Wright. White River wants to run, 3-on-2 break, in the lane, Marshall hangs on the rim and goes in good. 17 for Nick Marshall, his first points of the second half. Talk about a tough matchup. Well, look at that Evestein right. He's 6'6", so he can go inside, but likes to play outside, and he's hit some three-pointers today.
Yes, he has.
4 of them already. Foul on Euler here for White River, his second. 4th team foul. And the shot clock is off, but I don't think Del Rapids worries about shot clock. They just need to get shots up and make them. Down 17. Here's Beckman driving into the lane. Ball knocked away from him in a steal. It's loose. Marshall has it. Knocked away from behind. Marshall gets it back underneath the bucket. Puts it up and no good. Offensive rebound and a big-time contact. Oh, and he hit hard. Down on the floor, writhing in pain. Eldon Marshall is really, well, number one, concerned about his son, but number 2, concerned that there wasn't a foul called there. But Nick Marshall slow to get up.
Well, the thing is, he missed that first shot. Then he was trying to get the second one right as the buzzer sounded, and he just got spun around. I mean, he got sandwiched in between two Del Rapids St. Mary's players and just kind of flung him around and really, as you said, hit the floor awfully hard. But he comes out and looks okay. Thank goodness. That's good.
Yep, indeed. All right, so we have played 3 quarters, and White River is in control. 17-point lead going into the 4th. Back with the 4th quarter in a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Well, that third quarter, quite a shooting quarter, Rod, for White River. They were 5 of 10 from the field, but 2 of those were those big 3-pointers. They only shot 2 threes, made both of them. White River still shooting 57% for the game compared to 39% for Del Rapids St. Mary's.
Yep, and St. Mary's has a long way to go and a short time to get there as they try to dig into the 17-point advantage. Here's LeBrun with it in the corner for Beckman. Beckman almost lost it. And LeBrun for the 3, rims out, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds by Beckman, and it's out of bounds back to White River.
Now St. Mary's still struggling too from the 3-point line. That miss right there makes them 2 for 16 from the 3-point line.
Yikes.
Where White River is 5 of 9. I mean, they're just shooting well. They're shooting well, free throws. The ball's going in the hoop for the Tigers.
Was that 2 of 16 you said from the 3-point line?
2 of 16, yes sir.
Here's White with it. Shake and bake and going into the lane. Scoop shot. Wow! Left-handed scoop off the window. Good. And Mackenzie White will score it off the glass, and it's a 19-point game. Now a drive and give and go off the glass. Good by LeBrun.
Got a nice pass from Beckman, too, to set him up going to the hoop.
Yep. LeBrun back in with those 4 fouls, but you got nothing to lose now. I mean, you got
to go.
Yeah, exactly. There's Marshall left side for Wright. Hit both of those 3s in that third quarter. Oh, Euler for Marshall. He'll drive and tries to scoop up and no good. Rebound fought for. Euler has it. We'll bring it back out again. Tegan Bowman, his floater won't go. Battle for the rebound, and finally St. Mary's. Beckman. Lead pass up the floor, but they can't use it. And a pass deflected out of bounds. Good job by Euler. And it will stay with St. Mary's with 6:16 left. Here's Beckman. Beckman going baseline. Leaves a pass in the lane, and we have a whistle and a foul. Foul's called on Evestein Wright, his second. First team fouls for White River here in this fourth quarter. And they'll inbound it to Beckman. Beckman is going to lean in. Tough shot, strong, and he got it. Trevor Beckman into 10 points, into double figures. Third player for Del Rapids St. Mary's to be in doubles. Averages 21 a game, but he's held to just 10 thus far.
Well, I think the difference has been the outside shots. I'm sure he usually knocks down 3 or 4 threes, and we talked about the St. Mary's 3-point shooting. They just can't get them to go.
Yep. Here's White, and a bad pass, but Wright will get it back, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds. And Evestein Wright will try to go get it, kicked it out of bounds incidentally, but it goes back to Del Rapids St. Mary's, who's trying to cut into this 15-point deficit. There's Beckman starting a drive, backs up, fall away jumper, no good, and rebound Evestein Wright. Update from the NFL. Final score from Baltimore. The Ravens have defeated the Texans 34-10. So next week, Baltimore will host either Buffalo or Kansas City for right to go to the Super Bowl. And a timeout on the floor called by Eldon Marshall and the White River Tigers. So we'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds here in the fourth quarter with 5:14 left. Tigers up by 15. We're back in 30 on Live Ticket TV.
Whether it's dusk or dawn, the Farm Mutual Group of South Dakota has you covered. They are your local insurance company that has been around for 140 years. Since 1883, they have been putting their neighbors first and will continue to do so. They carry farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Give Andrew or Ryan a call today at 605-583-4211 to see how they can help you with your insurance need and go the extra mile to save you money.
As we come back to action, 5:14 left. White River leading by the 15-point margin. Earlier today in college basketball, Dakota Wesleyan men's and women's doubleheader sweep in Yankton. The women 83-59 and the men 77-63. South Dakota State defeated South Dakota on the men's side 73-55 in Vermillion today. And right now they're at halftime up at Frost. Coyotes led 21-14 after one, but State outscores the Coyotes 22-7 in the second quarter. Right now at halftime, the Jacks lead the Coyotes 36-28 in women's action up in Brookings. 15-point contest here with about 5 minutes remaining. White River looking in good shape to move their record to 12-1. Here's Marshall. Left side for White. After Marshall again. Thought about the three, takes a little floater in the lane, no good. Euler flies through the rebound, he can't get it. Lead pass up the floor, and Beckman drives and scores. Maverick Beckman. Here's Euler starting a drive, goes baseline, left it short. Ball knocked almost out of bounds, but Tegan Bowman saves it. Now underneath the basket, layup up once and twice. Euler will finally get it up and in. Euler was 17. He averages just about 11 a game, so he's had a whale of a ball game. 3 players in doubles for White River. 17 apiece for Marshall and Euler, and then 14 for Wright. Here's Beckman starting a drive. Left-handed shot up and good. Tough shot, and he got it. Beckman with 12. And now in backcourt, foul. We'll call the foul on Trevor Beckman, his third.
Well, in St. Mary's in a situation, they got to put on some full court pressure. They got to get some turnovers, down by 13 points here. But
this isn't going to work for them.
No.
Euler will push it down good. You put so much pressure on trying to backcourt, you forget about a guy getting behind you, and Euler will slam it home for his 19th point.
This is not a team you want to have to full court press because they've got such good quickness ball handlers back there.
And a back cut intercepted by Nick Marshall. They try to backdoor play to Tremere Hanson, and Mr. Marshall says, no, I don't think that's going to work for you. Here's Bowman with it.
Yeah, and White River's going to be real smart now. I mean, we're approaching 3 minutes to go. They are in no hurry. They'll take the shot clock down to 10 and then start to work here.
Nice little jump through and good off the glass. Boy, I don't know how many more superlatives you can get for Nick Marshall. That's just a great jump stop and off the window good. Now at the other end, three-pointer by Tremere Hanson will score. That is his first points of the day. Oh, and whistle in the backcourt and a foul. White will be fouled and helped up by Tremere Hanson, who committed the foul.
And excuse me by Hanson, but they kind of tripped over each other. And White really hit the floor hard.
Yeah, we don't want guys hitting the floor that hard. I mean, we got Marshall earlier, White here. We got the Kepsel kid who got one in the schnoz earlier today, who that hurt just watching it. Guys playing hard. 59-45 Tigers. with the ball and the lead. Marshall backs off. Spin move against Gasper, takes it in the lane, no good, but a foul. And you're right. I mean, this is how good of a coach Eldon Marshall is, because he installs in his players what to do, how to do it, the education part of the game, knowing your situation, the patience and the poise.
Yeah, playing smart basketball. And they've done that over the years. I mean, they know when to slow it down, they know when to push.
You don't roll up 440-some whatever wins by not doing that. Marshall now with 20. And 60-45. Second opportunity is good. We have a whistle and a foul.
Yeah.
Count the free throw by Marshall, and I think they're going to call Evestein Wright.
Yeah. You don't see that very often. The team that makes the free throw gets a foul going down to the other end of the floor.
Yeah, that was interesting. 2:20 remaining. White River's going to come away with a victory here in the Corn Palace. Number 3 against number 5. Here's Beckman with it. Cross-court pass. Hanson. Hanson drives in the lane. Little floater. Rims in good. Tremere Hanson. Well, and Marshall splits a double team again, hits the floor, and the foul will send him back to the line. Hanson with his third. And with 1:54 remaining, White River will inbound. They'll move their record to 12-1 on the season. Till Rapid St. Mary's will fall to 7-3. Euler. Bowman comes out to get it. Now Marshall, 11-10 on the shot clock to the free throw line. Evestein Wright for 3, no, this time short. And rebound to Hanson. Nice pass underneath the basket, waits for the defense to go by, and LeBrun will score 18 points. And a timeout called by Coach Colby Fitzgerald. So with 1:17 remaining, a short 30-second timeout here. You're watching the Hanson Classic on Live Ticket TV.
Triatel is a telecommunications company that serves over 10 small communities.
And just because you live in a small community doesn't mean that you can't get good service.
For me, it's really important to be able to work remotely here in the country.
If you live in the Triatel service area and you're looking for a good, reliable, high-speed internet connection, we've served our members for 65 years and we're going to be serving you long into the future.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Service.
1:17 remaining. And White River is going to face some backcourt pressure, and they'll throw it away. Long lead pass for Marshall. And St. Mary's comes away with the turnover. Now Euler will intercept it back again.
Boy.
Euler's going to take it into the lane, step through. Reverse layup won't go. Rebound St. Mary's, and they'll race it front court with a minute to play. And that entry pass is going to go through the hands of LeBrun. And White River will take it into the lane. Marshall drives and scores. Nick Marshall with 23. And St. Mary's is going to have to regroup after this one. Three-pointer on the way by Lincoln LeBrun. That one won't go. And the shot clock is off. And that will about do it. Marshall brings it back out front again, and they'll watch the time roll off the clock.
Well, the White River Tigers are going to be a tough out when you get to the Sodak 16 this year. You better be ready to run up and down the floor with them. But again, they've got that nice blend of the guards and the two big guys underneath, especially Euler, played a really, really nice game here tonight.
Well, their streak of going to the State B tournament since 2006.
Looks pretty good, doesn't
it? I would bet on it. Final score, White River 63 and Del Rapids St. Mary's 49. White River improves to 12-1 on the season. Del Rapids St. Mary's will fall to 7-3. We'll stick around here for just a little bit to see who our MVP players of the game will be as the teams shake hands. 63-49. The strength of a 17-6 second quarter by White River.
And again, I'm sure Del Rapids St. Mary's is going to have a lot better shooting nights, especially from the three-point line. We'll get the final stats to you in a little bit. Well, we know they were at one time, they were just 2 of 16 from the three-point line here in the fourth quarter, and that makes a huge difference, obviously, with the ball's not going in the hole.
Yep. I think they said Nick Gasper for Del Rapids St. Mary's. I'll confirm that for sure, but we are it is Nick Gasper for Del Rapids. Have they named the White River one yet? Well, Euler or Marshall, either one.
Del Rapids St. Mary's, 15, Gasper.
Yep, Gasper. And for White River?
And from White River, Jordan Euler.
Yep, Jordan Euler. Euler with 19 for the winners, and Nick Gasper 12 points in a losing effort.
Yeah, as good as Nick Marshall was, Euler was the game changer tonight.
There's no doubt. Yep, I agree with you. Okay, so we'll take a break. We will come back with scoring summary, stats, and we'll get you ready for our last 2 games of the day. When we come back to the Corn Palace in 2 minutes with the Hanson Classic on Live Ticket TV.
Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Well, the 2 teams for game number 7 on the floor warming up. Viborg Hurley, number 4 in Class B. Castlewood, number 1 in Class B. They'll tip things off here in about 15 minutes from right now. But the number 2 team in Class B, White River, looked impressive today as they, number 3, White River 3rd in Class B, knock off number 5 in Del Rapids St. Mary's. 63-49. Again, a 17-6 second quarter was the difference. And there's some numbers on the stat sheet that were big differences as well.
We talked about the three-point shot, Rod, and that's it. 3 of 19 from the three-point line for Del Rapids St. Mary's. And I know they're a better shooting team than that. That was the big difference for them. 53% shooting for White River. Compared to 46% for Del Rapids St. Mary's, so not that huge of a difference there, but at the three-point line, that is where your difference. Otherwise, rebounding, turnovers, and so on were all pretty even. We'll give you those numbers in a little bit.
Yep. Okay, for White River, they were led in scoring by Nick Marshall, no surprise, 23 points on the day. Next in line, Jordan Euler, our player of the game for White River, 19 points. And then Eva Steen-Wright ends up with 14. 4 points for Mackenzie Wyke, and 3 points off the bench for Tegan Bowman for White River. For Del Rapids St. Mary's, led by Mavlik LeBrun with 18 points. 12 apiece for Nick Gasper and for Trevor Beckman. 5 points for Trimier Hanson, all in the fourth quarter, and 2 points for Lucas Flemmer is the scoring for the Del Rapids St. Mary's Cardinals. Stats in the ball game for White River: they shoot 25 of 47, as Tim mentioned, 53%. They were 5 of 10 from the three-point line at 50%, 8 of 12 from the foul line at 67%. Del Rapids St. Mary's 21 of 46, 45.7%, which isn't a horrible average.
No.
But the thing that really took that down is 3 of 19 from the three-point line, like Tim mentioned, at just 16%. Didn't go to the foul line much, 4 of 6. Neither team went to the foul line a lot. 8 of 12 for White River, 4 of 6 for Del Rapids St. Mary's. Rebounds, 29 for White River, 8 offensive, 21 defensive. 23 rebounds total for Del Rapids St. Mary's, 6 offensive and 17 defensive. For White River, they had 9 assists on 25 made baskets, 10 turnovers, 2 block shots, and 6 steals. Meanwhile, 10 assists on 21 made baskets for Del Rapids St. Mary's, 12 turnovers, no block shots, and 1 steal in the ball game. And the final score again, 63-49. So White River will improve to 12-1 on this season. Their next action will be Tuesday night in Phillip to take on the Scotties. Meanwhile, for Del Rapids St. Mary's, they will drop to 7-3. Their next action will be home on Tuesday night to the Dolphins of Dubrook area. And that's their upcoming games. And Del Rapids St. Mary's only has played, 10 games now, and White River has played 13. So Del Rapids St. Mary's has had a couple of postponements that they'll need to get made up here at the end of the season. So White River wins it by the score of 63-49. And we're getting ready for the matchup of number 4 versus number 1. Viborg, Hurley, and Castlewood. Tim Smith will have the call coming up in a few minutes. While we have this opportunity, let's run down a few scores from earlier today here at the Classic. Game number 1, Hanson defeated Clark Willow Lake 66-64. Ipswich and Gregory met game number 2, and Gregory wins that one 55-51. Howard in game 3 wins 54-43 over Winter. Game number 4, DeSmits, number 2 in Class B, knocks off St. Thomas More, number 5 in Class A, 57-45. Sioux Valley, number 4 in Class A, wins 71-65 over Rapid City Christian. And this one here, number 3 in Class B, White River, over Del Rapids St. Mary's, 63-49. Dakota Wesleyan basketball today, the women 83-59 winners over Mount Marty. The men did the same thing. Different scores, 77-63 for a sweep for the Tigers. SDSU over USD and men's basketball 73-55. And at halftime up at Frost, it is South Dakota State leading the Coyotes 44-34. And NFL action, it was Baltimore defeating Houston 34-10. I don't know if I have any other scores to pass along. If I do, I'll give them to you, and you can do them during the next game.
That was a comprehensive scoreboard.
Thank you. I'm no John Hagelin, but I try to rip them up as good as I can.
Yeah, the rhymes weren't there. We work on that a little bit.
All right, we'll do. All right, well, Castlewood and Viborg Hurley's going to be a beauty, and Tim will have that coming up.
A rematch of last year's consolation championship at the State B tournament. So they know each other pretty well. And what we're going to see coming up is a battle of a couple of big men underneath the basket. This will be fun to watch. They're both the leading scorers, the respective post players on either team. 9-0 Castlewood, 6-1 Viborg Hurley. That's coming up next. Let's take time out and we'll set it all up for you. Again, this is the 42nd annual Hanson Boys Basketball Classic. We'll come up with Game 7 after a 2-minute timeout.